What's going on, you guys? It is your man, Morgan Man. Thank you so much for tuning back into yet another episode of Falcon Friday right here on the Morgan Man Sports Podcast, YouTube edition. Guys, we are talking about the 17th game now added for the Atlanta Falcons. And also we were talking about tight end Kyle Pitts from the University of Florida with his pro day analysis. So without any further delay, let's go to get straight into it. All right, guys. So first of all, we are going to talk about just very quickly right here, but the Atlanta Falcons have now been informed that we will face the Jacksonville Jaguars week 17 in Jacksonville as part of now the new 17-week game schedule for the NFL, and this is going on throughout into the next, game schedule release of 18 or 19 games, whatever the case may be. So that will, of course, be way later in the season, like January, whatever week it's going to be. Well, I know week 17, but whatever day in January that's going to be. And, of course, this is obviously going to be looking like a shortened preseason as well. We didn't get a preseason last year due to COVID, but this year we could see a preseason game, but maybe just 2 at max, which is absolutely fine with me. You get to see the new regime for the Atlanta Falcons, just a little teaser, not too much, but you still get to see the new regime and everything else like that. So I do want to quickly point that out, that the Atlanta Falcons have been informed that the Jacksonville Jaguars will be their Week 17 opponent for this 2021-2022 NFL season. So now going forward right here, we're talking about Kyle Pitts and his pro day draws, comparisons to Calvin Johnson and Veron Davis. That sounds pretty interesting. So this is coming from the article on 92.9 The Game. Audacy is now their new service from Intercom Enterprises. Anyways, with no NFL scouting combine this year, there has been added emphasis on pro days leading up to the draft, with many of the quarterbacks garnering the attention. But Kyle Pitts reminded everyone that a tight end could be the breakout star of this year's NFL draft. Pitts participated in Florida's pro day on Wednesday, and it was clear this was no ordinary tight end. His measurables are 6'5", 245 pounds, 83 3/8 wingspan, were nearly identical to Calvin Johnson, the Detroit Lion great. His wingspan is actually longer than any wide receiver or tight end in the NFL in the last 20 years, breaking DK Metcalf's record. But the 20-year-old's 4.44 40-yard dash was the highlight of the day, putting him in some exclusive company. Only Veron Davis with a 4.38 in 06 and Evan Ingram 4.42 in 2017 ran faster 40s among tight ends drafted in the first round. He also had a 33.5-inch vertical and a 10-foot 9-inch broad jump, however you want to say it. While the Calvin Johnson comparisons are flowing, Pitts ultimately plays another position, and others were pointing to Veron Davis' an impressive combine in 06. So guys, this is pretty great for Kyle Pitts right here. He's in exclusive company already, and he ain't even took the very first snap in the NFL. The 40-yard dash is very impressive, but it's just a 40-yard dash. Don't get too overhyped, because you're not in gear. You're not in gear. Yes, it's still a comparison. If you really want to say, whenever you are in gear, you can still go fast, but you're not going to go 4.44 40 yards down the field in a real game. You're going to be, stuck with a corner or a linebacker, whatever, that's right up in your face, and you're going to have to really focus on that. You're not going to run that fast in the NFL unless you're just super wide freaking open. That's the only way I really see that happening. But still, though, it's pretty damn impressive for a tight end to be that fast and, still have just a muscle to really powerhouse through anybody, because I watched him during the Georgia-Florida game, and man, I tell you, he is a lights-out talent. I watched him during the SEC championship game against Alabama. Dude, it was all incredible for Kyle Pitts, I swear. So what does this mean for the Atlanta Falcons? Well, I like us going a tight end in the draft for the 4th overall pick, but there's so many players out there that is worth a 4th round pick. Like Penny Swell from Oregon, the offensive lineman, actually offensive tackle, if you want to be more specific. The offensive tackle right there, you can draft him because Matt Ryan is still going to need help on the offensive line, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we did draft an O-lineman from the Jets again. Might have been the Browns. I cannot remember. But, I mean, I'm not going to, just disown the Falcons and sell all my gear because, we selected a tight end in the 4th overall pick. I'm going to question it a little bit. I mean, yes, this offense would be deadly with Kyle Pitts, but if I'm the GM, honestly, I'm looking at offensive line very first round, and then after that, I'm going all defense to give Dean Pease the keys to everything. Give him the keys to the Ferrari, the Lamborghini, the Rolls Royce, or whatever the case may be. Give him them keys to defense to make us a top 10 defense in the NFL, which honestly I think can happen. Because again, you got AJ Terrell. That's a standout corner right now. Everybody made fun of the Falcons for selecting him last year. I believe at number 14, number 16, saying that, he was just only the 3rd best corner. Well, he's proven everybody wrong. He is the very best corner out of all the corners from last year's NFL draft. And of course, you got Deion Jones, you got Grady Jarrett on the defensive side of the ball. Great, phenomenal talent right there, and Dean Pease is blessed to have at least them 3 on the defense. So it's going to be interesting, but you kind of know now what my take is when it comes to Kyle Pitts in an Atlanta Falcons uniform. I'm not going to be just like, oh my God, I freaking hate this team, I'm selling my jerseys, everything. I'm not going to be that way. I am going to question it just a little bit. And again, I might be wrong, but I believe we did sign an offensive lineman via free agency just a week ago or something like that. So someone is going to have to correct me on that right there. And if we did, then yes, this would be totally fine. But if we didn't, we need to go Penny Swell at number 4 in this year's 2021 NFL draft. But guys, Kyle Pitts is definitely going to go a first round. There's no doubt about it. It could be the Falcons, but look at the other teams. You got the Carolina Panthers, Detroit Lions, Miami Dolphins, the Cincinnati Bengals. You got all them that is right after the Atlanta Falcons. They could definitely use something like that. And also, I wouldn't blame them for jumping on it if the Falcons don't. Because, they're in need of, help as well on that offensive side of the ball. But guys, that is all the time I have for today's episode of Falcon Friday right here exclusively. I can't really say that word too well, but anyways, exclusive on the YouTube channel. I am switching podcast hosts as it stands right now. The process is done right now, but I just want to make sure that the third-party streaming services are getting my podcast on their sites in time for Tuesday and next week's Falcon Friday and on so forth. I am switching the Buzzsprout, by the way, for anybody who does not know. It's a great service. I actually like it, and I ain't even uploaded one single episode yet. So that's why I'm waiting to Tuesday to really, bring that in. So Anyways, guys, hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like button here on YouTube. Make sure to share around with each and everybody that you know of. I will leave the Buzzsprout link in the description below for you guys to go check that out and, subscribe on all platforms. But you guys that are still on Spotify and I believe Google Podcast as well, I believe you guys are still good. I did lose the Apple Podcast as well, so I'm trying to regain that. But other than that, you Spotify people and Google Podcast people, you guys should be fine. If not, at most, you might have to resubscribe to Google, but not Spotify. So anyways, all right, good morning. We'll catch you all later. Peace.